nurtured and things that evolve over time. Great is the bond between the people of Venezuela and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Greater yet are the opportunities to strengthen those linkages. And with us this morning, Ambassador Francisco Perez Santana is with us. I hope I got my pronunciation right.
Yeah, very good. Marnin. I had to learn the dialect in San Vincent and express my gratitude. I am really happy to be here with you. Very early in the morning and in the morning. And talk a little bit about, in this few minutes, about my country, what happened in my country, about something that maybe is not a surprise for BNC people, no? That is, tomorrow, our Commander Chavez will be 68 years old. It's the birthday of our Commander Chavez. So with this program also, I would like to have a tribute to him, talking a little bit about him, some aspect of his life, very shortly, and well, talk about what you want to talk to me.
Yes, so President Chavez, he's well known and well loved across St. Vincent and the Grenadines as well. He would have been 68 years old today. He passed away a few years ago, but his legacy and his name is alive and very vibrant within the community of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and in Venezuela. So tomorrow, 28th day of July, that's the day Hugo Chavez was born. And I'm sure there are going to be great celebrations in Venezuela in commemoration of his birthday.
Yes, sure. We have a whole program with the, the last in the last few years, every 28th of July, in the place where we plan Commander Chavez, we have a program for child. All children can go there and have many activities to celebrate the life of our Commander Chavez. But I would like to give you one history about Commander, very shortly. Commander Chavez was a person that liked to drive by himself the car, but in one night he was returning to the place where he worked and lived. This is Miraflores Palace. It's called like that. No? It's not a palace, but the name is Miraflores Palace. He was returning there, and on the way he saw a homeless on the street. And he told the driver, yes, stop. No, Commander, we cannot, no, stop, please stop. And he stopped all the security, get down from the car and everything. But he went to the guy, was a young guy, involved in drug and everything, but was homeless. And he started talking to him and asked his assistant to give coffee. Commander Chavez liked so much coffee. And he gave the guy, he shared the coffee with the homeless guy. Because was a very young, was like 26, 28
right.
years old. And involved in drug, abandoned by the family and everything. And he talked to him and he told him, I want to help you. And ordered the assistant to help the young guy. And actually, the guy graduated by the university, and he's working. He has a new life, new opportunity, That is that's what mean the Commander Chavez, no? And see that I talk to him as a present time, no? Because we feel like Commander Chavez didn't die. I met Commander Chavez many times in the past in my career, and the energy that Commander Chavez expelled from his body, from his soul, was huge, really huge. It was a man that, and is a man that taught you and give you all the energy that he has.
I suppose that energy is still with you today.
I guess, and I hope, and for me is a great pleasure to have that energy. All the revolutionary should have the energy that the Commander Chavez gave us, no? And all the thought that he teach us, or taught us.
Yes.
I say in the past and the present because I feel like I am still learning from the Commander Chavez, from his life.
Well, we will certainly continue to celebrate here the life and times of Hugo Chavez, Commander Chavez, along with our brothers and sisters in Venezuela.
Yeah, sure.
Speaking about our brothers and sisters in Venezuela, well, we've heard about Venezuela now again in the international news. CNN is talking about Venezuela. We on BBC, Al Jazeera, all of them.
Yeah.
They're running there. I remember, so I was giving the guys in the barber shop a joke. And maybe it's a joke that the Rasta man goes to the barber shop, but I have to clean up and so on, right? So I've given them the joke. I said, look, could you imagine these people? 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, they anointed this gentleman that they found in Venezuela, Guaido. They said, oh, he's the new president. We're not going to recognize the legitimate president. We're going to choose our own president, and we're just going to go with him. He's our president of Venezuela. So they take him up to America. He smiles and waves at the camera, and they say, that's the president. Now they want oil. They could have talked to President Maduro, and I'm saying, why not just ask Guaido for oil?
Yes,
He should give you oil, right?
It's true, it's true.
But now they
say
come
something,
to you.
we say something. I talked to you about the Miraflores Palace. It's the place where the president is and work there.
Yes.
And we say, who is answering the phone in Miraflores? Guaido or Maduro? And everybody is saying, Maduro is answering the phone. So that is the kind of also joke that we do, because
it's a joke. All right.
it's a joke.
So,
it's a puppet.
yeah.
I mean, and the puppet is may you love. It's just that.
Yeah. So now that there's this war in Ukraine, the Europeans have a shortage of energy or of diesel and gas to supply their energy needs. Everybody's turning to Venezuela to come to the rescue, and Venezuela is answering the call. How's that playing out at home?
Listen, well, you know that we have in a process of a dialogue with the opposition, many opposition that exists in Venezuela. In that dialogue that is in Mexico, one of the requirements that Venezuela, the government of Venezuela did, it was to withdraw the sanction, the so-called sanction. We don't like to, because we don't feel that we are sanctionated. We feel like one country imposed some unilateral measure against our country, our people. So we call and we ask, one of the conditions is that for the dialogue. And they have to ask United States to withdraw the sanction, the so-called sanction. And they start doing something that benefit themselves, that is to withdraw some unilateral measure to 3 companies oil companies that are dealing with Venezuela.
So in other words, the Americans are proposing that they'll only remove sanctions on these 3 particular companies.
Yes.
Because they want these 3 particular companies to come to Venezuela and get oil.
Yeah. One of them, Chevron, already was in Venezuela. The unilateral measure and the FAC measure stopped the business that Chevron had in Venezuela. Beside that,
is Chevron a Venezuelan company?
No, Chevron as a foreign company. They were there in association with the government of Venezuela, producing oil and transporting oil to the refinery that we have in the United States, that, by the way, was installed by the government of the United States. We have a refinery in the United States called Citgo, and that refinery had more than 5,000 gas stations in the United States, all spread in the United States and the country. And they just installed the refinery and the gas station, and it's managed now for the puppet in the United States. So, and they are stalling all the money that the refineries produce. But in that way, Chevron, transport and sell the oil. And they had to stop doing for about 4 or 5 years now. In this moment, United States, the fact, gave again the permission to deal and to do business with the oil of Venezuela. So not just that one, also 2 European companies. So now it's a process to start doing and seeing. But if United States,
the government of Venezuela is saying, if I'm to interpret it correctly, the government of Venezuela is saying, we're not interested in going ahead unless you're going to remove these sanctions.
Yeah, well, Venezuela as a condition that always say withdraw all the sanctions against the so-called all the sanctions, no? Withdraw all them, but we can start dealing with that. I mean, Chevron have a business interest in Venezuela. They can continue doing the business because we didn't stop them. The United States, the government of the United States stopped them. So they can, and the other 2 companies. But to go forward and, start sending more oil to the United States, that is what they need. Because remember that they impose sanction against Russia also, and the biggest producer of oil is Russia, exactly. So they need the oil of Russia, and Europe, that follow as a dog the mandate of United States, impose sanction to Russia also, and they have now a lack of gas, for example. They need a lot, and now is coming the winter. Mm-hmm. What they are going to do in winter without the gas of Russia? They are crazy. Spain, France, England, because they buy always the gas of Russia.
Yeah.
Remember the Nord Stream 1
Spain
and
actually
2.
doesn't get their gas from Russia. Just a few of them don't, but the majority of the European countries do. And the EU had a meeting in Brussels. It was 2 days ago, where they decided to cut fuel consumption by 15% unilaterally, so that they can save for the winter. But that's besides the point. In Venezuela, we were told that things have gotten so bad, and we know that things had gotten bad because the sanctions began to hurt the people. So how are things at home now?
Well, no, since 1 or 2 years ago, the economy in Venezuela is growing, and we didn't say, the CELAC say that the Venezuela economy will grow more this year than before, and in the entire region will grow more than the other countries. So we have now a healthy economy where we can in the past we cannot buy or find some stuff on the supermarket, medicine and everything. Now you can find that. People in Venezuela are doing business. We have a lot of entrepreneurs doing business, establishing new shops or new business in Venezuela. So, and we have also different law that protect the national investment, but also the international investment. And also we have a law to promote that investment. No? In last year, the President Maduro approved a law called anti-block law to try to jump the sanction of the United States, to hide the investment, some investment. So that is why they didn't know how Venezuela sent oil to other countries. No, in Colombia
had to find a workaround. Yeah.
And Colombia now have a big problem because they found that where Venezuela was selling oil to Colombia and to other countries.
Oh, right. But Colombia needs oil. It's only economics.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you mentioned that the economy there is rebounding, because it's come to my attention that, and I guess this is a testament to the fact that the Venezuelan economy is growing again. We had seen caravans of people leaving Venezuela, heading to Colombia. Remember, we saw them destroying the food, the envoy, the humanitarian aid envoy of vehicles on the bridge, which was quite silly. But, you know, we saw that, and we saw the caravans of people exiting and heading into places like Colombia and even Brazil and other Central American
and
places.
Latin American places, yes.
Yeah, and Latin America, exactly. But it's come to my attention now that Venezuelans who left are beginning to return home in large numbers.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, that's totally true. And we have a program called Return to Home, more or less in English. And Venezuela sent a flight to those countries where have people that manifest voluntarily that they want to return, and they put Venezuela totally free, put the flight, and can return to our country.
The government of Venezuela provides this flight.
Yeah.
So
it's a Conviasa flight also.
Okay.
Conviasa aircraft is sent to
these countries.
To this country, right. And they manifest to the embassy of Venezuela in that country that they want to return. And
they get a free flight home.
Yes, totally free.
That's
flight.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
In fact, we have now actually more than 100,000 Venezuelans already returned to our country in that program. No?
Because they're seeing the economy is growing again.
Yeah.
Things are getting back to normal.
I have somebody here that was living here, working here, and they told me a few months ago, I want to return to Venezuela to see if I can start my business again in Venezuela. And I didn't see more. I didn't see him more. So he didn't return to San Vincent. That means that, and that's what I was going to tell you. That is by the program, but we don't know how many return
on their own.
On their own, yes.
Because some people are going to come back across the border. Example from Colombia, they're just going to walk across.
Listen, Colombia and Venezuela historically have a border where you cross the border every day.
Yeah.
Colombia and Venezuela. We have in Venezuela more than 6 million Colombia living there, and with the government of Commander Chavez ordered to give the nationality to those Colombians. So we have Colombian living, working. The son and sister and daughter of Colombian are national. The sister and brother of Colombian are national there. So we have a historical brotherhood with Colombia. And they say 2 million Venezuelans are living in Colombia. Two more. That is what the opposition and the nefast, the very bad government of Duque that is finished already is saying how Petro will do with, Petro is the new president of Colombia, how Petro will do with the 2.5 million of Venezuela. Nothing, they are living there for so long time and they can return crossing the border. What they do every day. What they have to do is open the border. Colombia and Venezuela already manifest that they want to open the border. So, and Petro did say the same. So when Petro starts as a president in effect, they will open the border, and everybody
and people will just come and go.
Just listen,
just
in a continent like Latin America. It's not the same in North America, because remember Trump wanted to establish a wall in the border between United States and Mexico. In Venezuela and Latin America, the borders are open.
Yeah,
so people no wall. People can walk through the border, do business in the border. So more than 1 million persons are crossing the border every time, every day, every month. So that is not a problem. Never was a problem with us. And in the other countries that migration, they have migration. It's not just Venezuela migration. Peruvian, Ecuadorian and Bolivian and other countries from Latin America came to Venezuela. Venezuela had open arms to those countries and never close a border or close or stop the possibility of migration of those countries. So now Venezuela are migrating because economic situation, and they are returning. Just that. Europe have some other migration, and they are returning to Venezuela also. That's not
wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, so since you talk about borders and doing business, etc., now we have the conveyor flights between St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Venezuela. You can fly direct from SVG to Venezuela now.
Yes.
Is it at least once a week?
Yeah, once a week, every Saturday. Can fly Venezuela. The flight from Venezuela is arriving here at 10:30, and at 11:30 is leaving to Venezuela, the flight.
I was surprised at how cheap it is.
Very
it's not
cheap.
Expensive.
The returning ticket is $370 US.
I thought it would at least cost $500 US.
No. It's 370.
And that's return. I go and come for 370.
And you can spend US. 1 week there, because you can go this Saturday there and come back on next Saturday.
Yes.
And stay in many states. That you have 24 states to be in Venezuela, and different places one from another. You can have beaches in Margarita and all the coast. You can have mountain and very cold weather, and also sometimes snow. You can have a plain land with animal, or beautiful places like the Angel Fall. You can navigate river. I mean, you can do many things, or you can party in Caracas and other capital of a state that have many places to visit, and historical places or modern places, or just party, disco or something like that.
I can go to Venezuela, and we have some shots. We're going to put them up on the screen of beaches and other sites and the beauty of the landscape of Venezuela.
Yes.
I can go there and partake in that, and I don't have to worry about finding a place to stay, a hotel.
But also, you don't need visa. To go to Venezuela, you don't need visa because busy people have no visa to go to Venezuela. And you can use the flight also to go to another Latin American country from Venezuela. You can go to La Habana, you can go to Panama, you can go. For example, if you want to go to Panama now, you have to go to Miami, but you need visa to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of that, you can to Venezuela, and from Venezuela to Panama. Mm-hmm. It's easy. It's easy, and you can. And the Conviasa flight bring another stuff that is the business between the two countries.
Well, let's get to that. There's a law that was signed by the Supreme Court in Venezuela. They gave this law over to the president.
Yes.
To be gazetted.
Yes.
Last week.
Yes.
And this law encourages.
Right. You are informed. Yes, that is exactly how happened. In Venezuela, the process, you have normal law and you have organic law. Mm-hmm. The organic law is approved by the National Assembly, that is our parliament, but also by the Supreme Court. And when the Supreme Court approved the law, it's sent it to the President Maduro, and he's saying it's an organic law. You can know by the parliament or just the president delete.
Can't interfere with that.
No,
it
you
must
have
be
to
overturned
go
by
to
the Supreme Court.
Supreme Court and the National Assembly. See, the three institutions, there are three institutions, separated power: National Assembly, Supreme Court, and Executive. There are three power there, have to approve or not the sanction of the law or to delete or withdraw the law. Mm-hmm. That law is called Organic Law of Special Economic Zones. We are establishing, and the President Maduro already established 5 special economic zones, and
these 5 economic zones are opening up business opportunities for Vincentians?
For everybody in around the world. If you are from San Vincent or from Barbados, from any country of the Caribbean, for Europe, for United States, you can open and you can go, and the law will protect you, will give you some other incentives, like the tax reduction or the drawback of the taxes that you have to pay. They gave you also different areas where you can open your business. You can also have the bank, the owner of the bank on the Caribbean. I'm not going to say any name, but if you want to open your bank on those zones, you can open, and you will be allowed to use the currency that you prefer to use in your bank. So we are writing or approving a law that allow the country and do your business to establish in Venezuela, that is, a growing country, still growing country.
Yeah.
And
well, basically making it easy and encouraging the fostering of business and foreign investment in particular. So let's look at some of the business that a Vincentian can do, because I'm talking here this morning in the context of Vincentians. I'm sure they're watching and they're thinking, okay, so how could I do business with Venezuela? Let's talk first about some of the things that we can export to Venezuela using, of course, Conviasa flights, or maybe ships down the road. We can ship things. I was speaking to you, and you were telling me that there's a huge market for coconut oil in Venezuela.
Yes, sure. The coconut oil in San Vincent is very good. It's very good to cook food with them, and also for the body, the skin. Many other use maybe, but these two that I know, and I know because I sent a sample of a bottle to Venezuela, and the people that receive it told me that it's a magnificent coconut oil. So you have a market there for coconut oil. You can export, but also you can establish the company there in Venezuela, in those zones. I will give you another example. If a hotel owner here in San Vincent want to open an hotel in Venezuela, they can do it, for example, in La Tortuga. That is one of the zones that established by the president. La Tortuga is a beautiful
Is that a resort
island.
area? So it's an island.
It's an island.
Oh.
It's an island, and it's a beautiful and virgin island. And we have different projects to establish there, tourist project. But also in Margarita, you can establish one hotel in Margarita if you
I'd
want,
love
because
that.
it's another zone.
I'd love that.
I love that also. But also the industry. You could establish the Vinci business man can think, okay, I need to have access to the water, to electricity, constant electricity, all the technology and everything, to establish one industry to process fish. To process fish and send the fish processed to San Vincent or another country. You can establish the company, the industry there. So we are open to receive any investment.
We could also
establish one to re-export product from.
But there's a list here of things, and we have it up on the screen now. You can look at it there. These are things that we can import from Venezuela.
Yeah, more than 90 products that you can import.
So let's go through the list here and just highlight a few things. Wood, which is
pine, for example, our pine are very good.
And it's excellent. We're talking about lumber here for construction purposes,
for construction
and also
purposes.
for furniture.
We have San Vincent have one businessman already exporting from Venezuela or importing to San Vincent and other part of the Caribbean construction material. Not just wood, also cement, steel or iron. That material to make the construction, white cement, many other material for construction. No? Stone, for example.
There's already a businessman in San Vincent
doing business.
Imports that from Venezuela.
Yeah.
And of course at competitive prices.
Yes, a convenient practice. I mean, I believe I am not very familiar with the prices that they manage, but I believe that are prices that can be affordable for the Caribbean, no? And it's good for the Caribbean. In any case, we have not just material construction.
No, I see you have things like coffee.
Coffee. Our coffee is excellent coffee, and you can import.
I can import that for resale here.
Yeah.
Or for resale in St. Lucia or whatever.
Yeah. And seafood, fruit. You need fruit. Textiles. We have a different material, different product that we can.
You're talking about over 100 different products that we can.
More or less.
And so if an intention wants to take you up on that offer, how do they do that?
How they can?
If there's an intention businessman who is looking at us right now and thinking, okay, I want to try Venezuela. I want to try to invest in Venezuela. What should he or she do?
They can come to the embassy, manifest the interest. We are on the way of organizing encounter, meeting between private sector in Venezuela and private sector in San Vincent for business.
You will facilitate that linkage.
Yes. Maybe between September or October we will organize that meeting for all sector: tourism sector, producer or importer or re-exporter. All sector will be there. We talk already with some association or chambers that can organize the meeting, no? And from there they can, because it's not government business, it's private sector with the private sector, you know. The government facilitate the with the transport, for example. The Conviasa will be serving as a transport of the goods, and the government facilitate the business, the meeting. But at the end, you as a private will contact with the private sector in Venezuela, and you will say, well, I want to buy from you the coffee, and you bring me coffee here every Saturday, and I will sell here the coffee. That is an example. By the way, one Venezuelan is interested in establish a coffee shop here in San Vincent, and the Venezuelan coffee is very good. I can tell you.
Well,
you don't drink coffee.
I know you love your coffee. So
you don't drink coffee, but
I'll take your word for it.
You don't know how you lose the coffee of Venezuela. But you do drink juices. You can import fruit or juice it directly, because we produce juices also in Venezuela.
Ambassador Perez Santana, we have to wrap it up. There's so much more we can talk about it. Hopefully you can come back again soon and we can, get a little deeper into how this is all playing out. But we look forward to making those linkages. Go ahead and visit the office there at Richmond Hill in Kingstown. Feel free to drop by or call the number to call.
No, remember that the office, the embassy is in Ratomil.
Right.
In Ratomil now. In Kingstown is the Venezuelan Institute for Culture and Cooperation, where we teach Spanish for free, but now we stop for a period due to the sanction that United States imposed to our country. Many embassies in the region cannot receive, because we don't have the way to receive the money.
Okay.
This is crazy. The bank didn't allow to move the money between Venezuela and other Caribbean countries, and the war. Even that a bank here allow us to move the money, when they send the instruction to the intermediary bank, they stop the transaction.
Through SWIFT, because it has to go through SWIFT.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have to move to the Russian system to allow the transaction. Everybody. No, but there's a tendency.
But that's a big thing. But that's another discussion for another time.
I can talk more with you.
I know you can. We can talk all day, can we? Of course.
Yes.
Ambassador Perez
Thank you very
Santana.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me. I hope it's not the last time.
Definitely not. Definitely not. All right. And I'm looking forward to visiting Venezuela soon. Hopefully you can join me and my crew on that. All right. Up next, we're going to visit our friends at the Electoral Office.